really can make the game quite a bit harder. However, since I'm just going to be playing, well, I'd like to play a sword next turn, actually. So I think we are just going to take the hit and then keep our hawk alive. Now, most likely he's going to just kill the hawk in response to equipping, and that's fine. If he does that, we'll just play out another hawk and wait a turn. And if he's stuck on land, then he won't be able to return with his own sword. So we definitely do not block here, and should be fine. Yep, and he does have the removal. Although, honestly, I have no idea why he didn't wait for me to try to equip. That was pretty terrible play. Now we just play hero, and basically if he's got the removal, he's got it. One downside of playing hero is that he could just play sword and bash in, but he did mulligan to 5, so he may be short on land, and also I think hero is worth it just because it's such a beating. If he doesn't answer hero, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Unless he has another dismember, we're in a very good place right now. Alright, so basically our play is equip the sword, and then we're going to play a hawk. Most likely, almost assuredly, he'll block it. But actually, never mind. The play is to combust his hawk, equip the sword, use the token to kill Jace, untap, and play the rest of our guys. Yeah, that's a much better play. So let's do that instead. And that's pretty much an absolute beating. This way we just go get the last hawk. And if he has Day of Judgment here, basically I want to keep these other hawks back, so there's no reason to play any other hawks here. We could equip sword, but I want to protect the hero, so I'm just going to, like, he could play Gideon and then kill hero anyways, but like the hawk alone will block a hawk with a sword, and that's fine, so we can just leave it the way it is, and I think it's probably best. Like, he pretty much needs either Gideon or Day of Judgment here. O-Ring's not terrible. but it's not that great either. I still have an active sword. And Lavamancer is just going to add insult to injury. Once again, still keeping the other two hawks in hand, just because we don't want to get blown out by Day of Judgment. Now I can either kill his blocker, or I guess he's got a sword, which is actually pretty good right now. Okay, so we need to drop our hand so we don't die to sword. We can get him to 2. Yeah, that's pretty much the plan. Now, normally I wouldn't drop my hand, but once again, we don't want to die to sword, so I think let's see here. We probably keep Puresteel, drop the hawks. We want to have something in hand, but really just don't want to lose to sword, so I think we're just going to drop the hawks. Like, okay, if he plays Sword of Feast and Famine, then he equips, goes to 5 power, and will get us to 1. So I think we're actually fine just hanging on to Puresteel and just hedging against Day. So I think this is probably the play. Yeah, and he's got Pro White, so moving the equipment doesn't really matter. I mean, I suppose I could have moved it to my Lavamancer, which is probably correct, but and he does have the Day. Okay, this is not good. Luckily, all he has is an Inkmoth Nexus, so he can't actually kill us. Pretty nice draw, not gonna lie. We can feign the mana leak here since there's really no benefit to equipping the collar. He does have sword though. Might as well just equip. Consecrated Sphinx is kind of a beating right here. Luckily, we can get our hero Bladehold back, which is pretty sick. Definitely gonna do that post-combat. Yeah. So we're actually fine. And I mean, he did get to draw 2 cards, which definitely hurts. But he's gonna need pretty much Day of Judgment here. Into the Royal, I suppose, would work. He could, I suppose he could draw, I mean, Oblivion Ring would work also. Or a second Consecrated Sphinx. Unless you have... No, I think that's just not going to do it. Pretty sure you lose right here. Yep, and that's the match. We'll see you in round 3.